Hello, 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 YouTube! My name is rhianaB, and yes, I am back. It's been some time. But anyway, I'm back with my review of Season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race! But yes, I'm so excited to be back. Brand new season, all new queens, and in particular, one queen that I'm super excited to see on this show. But I do want to explain, much like my Survivor review series, this series got put on hold. I didn't follow up with All Stars 4. I did not follow up with season 11 at all, as far as doing it on my YouTube channel. Like I said with Survivor and other videos I've done, life got in the way, so now I'm here, and this is actually going to be a lot like how I've been doing Survivor recently. I am going to be doing one episode at the beginning, which is this video, and then I'll do a finale video once the season has all been completed and we know our winner. So that's how this is going to be done as well. I just don't have the time to do episode by episode review. I wish I could, because there's so much that goes on in one season, but given time and the way it is, I really don't have much of a choice. But I'm going to be doing the intro, and I will also do next week, since technically they're both premiere episodes. Let's just jump right into our first big opening, shall we? Yes, we shall. So like I said earlier, yes, we are going to be having two premieres, one tonight and then one next Friday, and it's very much how it was in season 6, where we're going to have two groups of girls, all the same cast, but they're going to be divided up into two separate groups. And this first group is Britta, or Britta Filter, but because of copyright apparently we can't say her name, so Gigi Good, Heidi in Closet, which I will say, I like the name. I think it's kitschy, I think it's cute, I like it. Girl, don't go changing it. It's cute and it's unique. Stick with it. Jackie Cox, Nikki Doll, Widow Von Du from Kansas City, Missouri, and I have to say, guys, when I found out this one queen made it onto this show, I was in a library actually, so I couldn't scream at the top of my lungs, but I wanted to so badly, and I was screaming in my head. Miss Crystal Method from Springfield, Missouri is on season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and I could not be more thrilled and more proud. I have yet to really disclose where I live just because of privacy, and I just want to be careful with that sort of stuff. A couple people have hinted at me through comments and through my social media that they kind of know where I live, given some places I have filmed at. I have worn some stuff with my home state on it, so it wasn't a huge secret, but I never disclosed where I lived. But for the sake of being a little bit more closer to a queen and actually knowing one of the queens this season, I will say, yes, I am from Springfield, Missouri, and that means Crystal Method is my hometown queen. I do know Crystal, not a ton. I have met her, I've been to her shows numerous times. If you guys have been following me on my channel for a while, you've probably seen my drag vlogs. Most of them are from Crystal hosting shows, so which is called Get Dusted. So obviously she is my girl. I love her to death. She is so sweet. She is funny. She has a very unique style and performance ability, which I think got touched on in tonight's episode for sure. And I'm really excited to see what she's going to bring in this competition. So, with that being said, we did have our first mini challenge, which was the fall and spring runway, in a reference also to season 7's opening, where they did their runway as well. And the maxi challenge was to perform the song I'm That Bitch, and for it to be performed in front of Miss Nicki Minaj, who was our guest judge for tonight. I will say that this particular group of girls, I was a little hesitant about how this whole performance was going to go. Not many of them were super choreography-based queens. Some of them I could tell have some acting experience or just know how to put on a good show, but as far as planning a show that's like choreographed and is very specific with new lyrics and things like that, I was a little concerned about how it was going to go. And when we got to the rehearsal for that, it was a hot mess. Girl, it was a hot mess. Literally, we had 3 girls who were trying to lead this whole chaotic mess of 7, and some girls didn't know what to do, some girls don't know how to dance, and some people were getting in their heads, and I'm just like, oh boy, we're in for some disaster moments up in here. We did have a little moment, finally, after all the back and forth between some of the girls, that Widow was going to kind of give up her control to Heidi since she is a dancer, although Miss Widow wasn't having it. Also some problems being that Britta tends to take a lot of time with her learning as far as choreography is concerned, which is a little ugh. And obviously the fact that freaking Gigi just does not know how to move. She may be a fashion girl, in a way very similar to Aquaria in her fashion sense, but she ain't no dancer like Aquaria was, so we also had some insight on Heidi, who apparently got taken to the emergency room for an allergic reaction. At first, I thought it was probably an allergic reaction to maybe some makeup she had on, or just something that another girl may have had, and it kind of just by whiff of air, it landed on her. We don't know. I don't think she ever fully explained. I don't even know if she knew, but she did get an allergic reaction, which did halt her being able to perform, or not to perform, but to practice for her performance, which we'll get to that here in a second. But before we do, I do want to talk about this because this is one of the reasons why I am loving the diversity of this cast this season. We have a queen who is originally from Canada, lives in New York, but has a Parisian, Parisian. I'm not trying to say like she lives in France. We'll talk about somebody else who's from France, but she is from a Middle Eastern culture. Her family is, so she holds on to those cultural upbringings a lot, or just a part of that culture. And for her to be an open and proud LGBTQ person who comes from that type of a background, it's great to see that she is not afraid to stand up for who she is and live her life and live by example, so that other people who probably come from a similar place as she does, if not worse, can say, she's doing it, I can too, and if she's able to do it, maybe I can be a drag queen. Maybe I can come out and live my natural self. And to me, that was absolutely beautiful. And then also Nikki Doll, who was originally from France, who also lives in New York, she had the similar thing as well, where she has come from some cultural upbringing that maybe halted a little bit on the whole LGBTQ plus thing. So it was really cool to see both of these queens who come from an international perspective. And I cannot wait to see what their international influence has on their drag and on their overall performance in the competition. So I am excited to see that. So it is performance day, and before we get to the actual performance, I gotta say, that little opener with Nicki Minaj kind of filling in for RuPaul, I thought was really funny and really cute. I am not a super fan of Nicki Minaj. There are songs that she has that I like, but I did appreciate that she's kind of was brought into a new light for this. She was very much open-hearted, a mentor. She also brought out some humor, which I don't normally hear her go through because I'm not as really into her career as some people may be, but I kind of liked her being there as a judge. She was definitely a lot more insightful and really paying attention to detail, which I didn't expect for her to do, so she was actually a pretty good guest judge. Now to the actual performance itself. I will say it was not as bad as the edit made it out to be, and that's on the editors, and it makes good television, but it did have me going there for a second. But we opened up with Britta, and then we basically just went down the line alphabetical order, went with the girls in their verses. Some of those that really stood out to me, obviously, my girl Crystal, I'm looking out for her. She is really funny, and she's not a dancer by any means, but she is a performer, because I've seen her perform multiple times. She's great at it. And she did a really great job with her writing on the rap, which was really, really cool. Also, I will say Heidi and Widow had the highest performance energy out of any of the other girls. Probably because they're both dancers, which, again, being that Widow is from Missouri and is from Kansas City, I don't know my Kansas City girls all too terribly well, so I have probably heard her name like in whispers. But when I saw her do that split, I'm like, ooh, okay, now it's on, girl. And then everybody else did have really good raps, and you know, it wasn't bad. I was really expecting it to be a crash and burn, but it really worked, and I really liked it. So let's get to the looks. Now, there were a lot of looks this episode, so what I'm going to do, I am going to react to each queen in alphabetical order and go through their looks, starting from their entrance look to their runways in the earlier part of the episode to their final runway at the end of the episode. So that's a total of 4 looks. There's a lot to get to, so let's get started. First off, we have Miss Britta. Her entrance look, it's cute. I will say I don't quite understand the fox aspect, only because it reminds me of Jane Mansfield, because she's known as like the puppet queen, and she really didn't do anything with it in the episode, at least I couldn't see. The drink was a gag, obviously very, very ladies who lunch, but the fox was a little confusing, but I did like it. It's nothing super crazy outlandish, but it's not bad either, so I will give this a toot. Then her next look was her spring look, I believe, and I will say this was gorgeous. I really loved this dress. It's obviously one of my favorite colors, which is blue, and it looked very beautiful. The tulle was used in a very flowy way to mimic water, since obviously Brita water filter, so it's a bit of a gag there. But I really, really liked it, and the whole taking off of the skirt and leaving it behind I thought was great, and the single flow of the tulle behind her back was great, so this is a toot. Then her fall look, I will say I did love the different types of fabric, how she said it mimicked like oil in the water, or like the cool little rainbow effect that some oils leave in water like when it rains. I thought it was really cool. The only thing I did not like on this side, her right side, just that random triangle of fabric to cover her boob. I kind of wish it were in a different color, or maybe it was black, similar to the actual length of the dress. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. I'm hit or miss with this. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Out of all the outfits she had, I'm gonna give this one a boot. And then finally, we had her actual runway look, and the runway theme was sparkle, which I always love. And I had tried to do a little bit of sparkle on the stars I have on my face, because I decided to go with the promo, patriotic look for my makeup today. By the way, if it looks a little chunky, I haven't done drag style makeup in a hot minute, so bear with me. I'm also not wearing a lash because I don't have fake lashes anymore. I need to go and buy some as soon as I can. But anyway, back to Miss Britta. I did like it. It's a little simplistic, in my opinion, being that it's just like a peplum top and some pants. But I really did appreciate her detailing. All the detail on the top, on the pants. I think my favorite part was the random little jewel patch she had in the center of her chest in that keyhole. The only thing I really didn't like was the purple sparkle lips. I feel like that was a little unnecessary, or I probably would have preferred like maybe a chunkier jewel, like paste or whatever, in like just the center of the lip or on the bottom lip, compared to it just being like random like glitter lips. That's the only thing I really didn't like about it, but I will give this a toot. It's very more classy, and it did follow the theme, so I'll go with that. Next up, we have my girl, Miss Crystal Method. Her entrance look, absolutely love this. It totally fits in with Crystal's personality, her drag style. She loves to take risk. She loves acting like a clown. Her makeup is very elaborate, although meticulously and beautifully well done. And what's interesting about this clown look is that weird like patterned fabric that is the collar, the end of the sleeves, the bottom of the pants. I think she also has a weird little detail on the side here, unless that was just a thing added afterward. But that fabric, I wouldn't expect it to match with the single tone color, the green and the gold. But it works. It does work, and she sold it. I loved it so much. This is a toot all the way. Next up was her fall look. This look, I can't remember if I've seen her wear this in person. I think I've seen pictures of this online. I love the wig. I love the makeup. Is it my favorite look she's done? Not really, but I love how girly it is. It is really cute on her, and she sold it. It was almost hard for me to take pictures for this review because she was bouncing around that runway so much. She really does know how to sell the garment. She knows how to work it. She knows how to perform it for a group of people, so I'll give her that. It's not my favorite, but the way she sold it, and obviously her beat and her hair, I will give this a 2. And the one bit that blew my mind away was her fall look, which was absolutely ingenious. I have seen Crystal wear this look live in person. I remember it was me going to a Halloween Get Dusted, I believe 2 years ago, if not 3 at this point, and it was Halloween, and I remember her coming up to me. We were having a conversation just about both of our looks, because I went as Clary Fairchild from Shadowhunters that year. Talking about her look, I love this Freddy Krueger look. It's so genius. It's really, really well done as far as it being made and basically, safety pinned together. The cool band-aid effect on the head. Her makeup, again, is beat. I just love how she brought in this, just random cheap looking jack-o'-lantern bucket we all had when we were 5 years old and rocking it with it. This is my shoot. This is my shoot. I love this look. I'm a big horror fan, so any reference to horror movies is a plus in my book. This was everything. So Miss Crystal, you get a shoot. And then finally we have her final runway look of the evening. And again, I absolutely love and adore her makeup. I love how I'm shocked that she went through as many transitions with her makeup as she did, because she went from fairly pinky toned, rather neutral makeup style for Crystal when she was actually performing the routine for I'm That Bitch, and for her to go full red devil with the different contrasting blues and golds on the actual eye itself. I mean, she knows how to do her face. She knows how to do the mug. So that is amazing. Love the hair. Love the devil aspect, even with the freaking tail attached to her ass. I'm not sure if other people hated that collar, that almost like Elizabethan style collar. I loved it. I think it added kind of an extra campy vibe to it, which I'm all here for. Loved it. Crystal had an amazing night fashion-wise, so she gets another toot. All toots plus a shoot for Miss Crystal Method. Love you, mama. Next up, we have Miss Gigi Good with her entrance look. This, I love. This is great. I am a sucker for themed drag looks. I mean, I gave Crystal a lot of toots because of that. She did a lot of theme stuff. This is no exception. I love this. It's rather simplistic, but it's executed beautifully. It gives you the theme she wanted to go for. That fabric is very, very interesting. It's so good. And I think my favorite detail actually are the little bows that are on her thigh-high socks, because they're the same fabric as the rest of the outfit, but it's just that cute little detail that just kind of ties it, makes it just even more cute to look at. So this is a toot for me. Her spring look, this is probably my favorite look she did tonight. I love it. I'm a sucker. I love bright neon colors, and this is no exception. I love the racing aspect. That jacket, bitch, I want that jacket. If you made that or your mother made that, can I have one in my size, please? Because that jacket is so good. The helmet being themed with the color as well. She even has Gigi in a like a belt chain around her waist. So good. This is also a toot. For fall, we have her riding elegant, like her horseback riding bareback eleganza. This was really, really interesting. I didn't expect for her to pull this look off. I love the blue plaid. It's very interesting how she just has her boy nipples, although slightly covered, almost look like weird little nipple rings, but those are covered and have it be completely open while the rest of the look is covered. The attachments from her little garters to the corset she has on, really well done. I kind of wish we could see a little hint of hair, like either she has like the tiniest little wig underneath that helmet, or she could have even just drawn on some like little curls just to add a little bit more volume up on top. But I do love this look, so this is a toot. And finally, her runway look. I hope she doesn't make this a habit of wearing helmets all the time, because literally she had a helmet for almost every single look, if not had something that is supposed to go on her head. Not that it's a bad thing to have all this, because they are an interesting aspect of your outfits. Just don't do it all the time, please, because it's gonna get very repetitive real quick if you do. But other than that, this is really, really cute. I love it. I appreciate that she didn't go for like bam, 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 big giant sparkles all over the place. She went very simplistic with just a beautiful green sparkle jacket. Again, bitch, I want the jacket. All your jackets, I want them. Send them my way, please. The cute little bow tie, the latex undergarment. I don't know if it's a full-on top that wraps around her fingers, because I know she was wearing either gloves or they're all attached, which is cool if it is all attached. I love it. Again, I probably would have liked if she had a little bit of hair coming out from underneath the helmet, but other than that, this is also a toot. Moving on now to Miss Heidi in Closet. Her entrance look. Not really. No, girl. I don't know what it is. I think most of it is that I don't like that it's like this weird pink tiger zebra velvet, fabric. It looks rather cheap to me. And if not cheap, it's at least more like junior fabric. Like, I probably would have worn something in this fabric if I was in middle school. So I wasn't living for that. And it's really not that interesting to look at besides the little attachments on the elbow and then the fascinator in the head. I mean, I like her personality. I think she's going to be very interesting to watch this season, but girl, no. I can't do with this. So this look is a boot. Her spring look, on the other hand, I actually did like this. I did like it. I loved how flowy it was, how it took up so much space when she walked. The headpiece was really, really interesting, and I really liked it. Yes, she had that whole ordeal happen where it popped off her head, which, girl, you need to glue that shit down or at least hairspray the hell out of it so it's like tacky on your head, because that shouldn't happen, especially since this is meant to be a hat that trails behind you. So there's that. But I will give this a toot because I did love the flow of it. The colors are beautiful, and it did work for her very well, and she did compose herself after the hat fell off, so I will give her a pass on that. For fall, this was probably my favorite look that she did of the evening. This one I really liked. I love when clothes have different patterns or different fabrics that shouldn't go together, but they do. This almost looked like a quilted type of a dress with all of the different patterns and colors, but they all worked. That style of skirt, it's almost like origami, which I absolutely love. I love good construction on clothes. The wig is very interesting because it's like all side swapped. It's got a lot of volume, but it's not too much. And the asymmetrical side of the wig equals the different angles of the dress. This I love. This gets a toot. And finally, final runway. This dress, not bad. I did not expect for Miss Heidi to come with a beautiful, almost pageant-like gown, but this is very, very pageant. It's full of sparkle. That back detail, I loved. I love good back detailing on dresses, and this is no exception. It looks like a diamond spine all the way down her back, which I really, really liked. I will agree, because Nikki said this in the episode, I will agree, she probably could have done her makeup a little bit better. The wig is a little meh, but the dress is beautiful, so I will give this a 2. Moving on to Miss Jackie Cox's entrance look first. This so cute. I love Jackie. She's just like a cute ball of energy, and not like in an overt way. She's just so cute. She's just so cute. And this outfit's no exception. It looks totally 50s, early 60s inspired with the shoulders and the skirt. Almost Minnie Mouse kind of with the hair and the red bow. And what a way to introduce us to your culture and where you come from by having something in a native language of yours written on there. I believe she said it's supposed to say Jacqueline in her not her native language, but a language she's a part of. So I love this. This is just so cute to me. So this is definitely a toot from Miss Jackie. Spring runway. I think, here's the thing. I love vintage fashion. I love how she was playing a lot with 60s and 70s inspired throughout most of the night. I hope that she doesn't stick to period fashion. Jinx Monsoon did it in season 5, and she did get ripped quite a bit for doing that. So I hope she's willing to do more modern fashion, because I feel like it could be a little repetitive for her to do period piece after period piece and not have it elevated to a certain degree. So that is a concern I have for Miss Jackie, but I do like this look a lot. It's so cute and it's very 60s, brightly colored. The hair works perfectly. I don't know what it was, because I loved her makeup in her entrance look and in her finale runway look, but there was something weird about her makeup on both the fall and the spring runway. I don't know if it was me. Maybe she was a little crunched for time because you have to do a lot of quick changes. Maybe that was it. Her makeup was not as really clean and pristine as I thought her entrance and her finale runway looks were. I will give this a toot because it is very adorable, and I do love a lot of vintage fashion. So, and then we move on to fall. Here's the thing. I do like it, but it is a little busy. You have the glasses that have this sort of beading on them. You have that very crazy top. You have the leather gloves. You have the scarf that's a different type of fabric, and the coat, which has its own trim that looks very different. There's a lot going on. I kind of wish she had maybe, like, on the jacket, take that trim off if she could. Maybe she can't. Maybe not those sunglasses. Maybe a solid color scarf. There's things that she could have done, I think, to make this a little bit more cleaner, but she did stick to the 70s aspect, which is what this look is inspired by, which I do appreciate, but I think she could have edited this a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know what's in between. I don't know what's in between toot and boot for just like a meh. Maybe a toot? Questionable toot? Can I do that? Oh, let's just go with it. And then her final runway look. This I liked. This I thought was very whimsical, beautiful. I loved that hair, the detailing she put into that hair. Her makeup was very soft and very feminine. I really loved it. I just thought she looked absolutely beautiful, sparkly, and I'm a sucker for a good flowy robe. I wish I had one, but they cost a lot of money. But I love this look. It's, again, simplistic, but not bad simplistic. So I will give this one a toot. Let's move on to our French model, Mademoiselle Nikki Doll. Entrance look. This I loved. This really showcases her fashion inspiration. She comes from like a fashion capital of the world, being Paris. It's very Parisian. It's super adorable. I love the skirt. The fascinator is so cute. She definitely knows how to do her makeup. It's very simplistic, but she has really beautiful natural features. So I love it. Très bien, Mademoiselle Nikki Doll. You get a toot. Spring look. Now she's rocking a more orangey red wig with this really beautiful purple little spring dress, which is really, really nice. I love the florals on the front. I love the striping detail on the upper part of the dress. It adds a little bit more of an edge to it, I personally think, to make it not super, super girly. This is really feminine, really, really beautiful. I'm loving how much she's already showing a range in her fashion, and we'll get to that more once we see her other looks, but her range in fashion is one of the things I'm most excited to see about. So this look gets a toot. Next up for fall, c'est très belle. C'est très belle, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm trying to say this is beautiful. This really is amazing to look at. I love a good androgynous men's wear on drag queens types of looks, as long as they're tailored to their body. This is beautiful. It's a very unique styling of a tuxedo. The fascinator is large and in charge, really goes well with the look. The monocle, to me, that it adds a sophistication, but also adds a bit of a comic reference because it's a monocle. I love this look. This, probably behind Crystal's Freddy Krueger look, this was probably one of my favorite looks of the night. This I really, really did like. So if she does stuff like this, I'm going to be blown away by her fashion, and by the time I get to my final episode of this season, she's going to be in a lot of my fashion picks for the season, so obviously this is a toot. And then finally, we have the runway look. This one is a little bit more, I feel like, toned back for Nikki compared to what she did earlier. It is a bodysuit with a top, with like a cover on top, but really beautiful with the golden feather look, the interesting mask. It's a little bit more simplistic, so I don't know what made her think to do it for this particular challenge, and I'm shocked that Michelle didn't read her for it being a bodysuit with something on top of it. But hey, it is the first episode, maybe. But her face is beat for the gods, and she does look absolutely stunning, so I really don't have much else choice here but to give it a toot as well. And finally, we have Miss Widow Von Du. Entrance look. I really did like this. I don't know, in the picture that I have to show for you guys, it reads the best. This beautiful jumpsuit, covered in sparkle. I love the different little crisscrosses on it. I love how the pants is a little bit thicker in fabric, and it looks like a little girdle for, not a girdle, but you know what I mean, for her legs. I loved it. The only thing I will say, I kind of wish her hair had maybe another color in it, like maybe slight browns or even go blonde on part of it, because her shoulder piece fades a little bit too much in with her hair because they're very similar in color. That's the only thing I would change, but other than that, I like it. I give this a 2. Now on to spring. I will say, when I first saw it, my first reaction was, really, girl? Really? But as I saw her walk it and I saw more of it, I grew to like it a lot more. I do like that it's fun, it's colorful, it does remind me a lot of Missy Elliott back in the 90s, early 2000s, and I did end up liking it at the end of the day. So she turned on me with this. I will give this a toot. Now on to something that I did not change my mind about when I first looked at it. Her fall look. Girl, no. This is a hardcore boot for me. I do not like this dress at all. You did redeem it a little bit when it turned into pants, but good God, girl, this did not help you with your shape. It made you look like you're wearing a burlap sack. I just could not. I could not with this. I just thought it made her look so much bigger. And she is a big girl. You don't need to add more weight to you. If you want to keep this look, Widow, don't make it a dress. Keep it as like a pantsuit. Just do not add that skirt back on again, because that was just terrible. No. Neck up, I loved. She has a really beautiful face, and I love how she's covered in tats, and she still does drag like this, but I just can't with the actual look itself. So, major boot on me. Major boot on this. And final runway look. Again, a look that I'm kind of indecisive on. I do love the detailed shoulder look. I will say I don't quite understand why there are so many like folds in that shoulder piece, but hey. Also, I don't know if she does this intentionally. She pads, or at least in this dress, her ass looks huge. It looks big, even if she has a bigger butt. I don't know if she padded herself that way intentionally, but in this dress, her ass looks so big, and I don't really like the way it's shaped. And also, it just could be the angle I took these pictures in, so that could just be a weird angle on the camera. I like how bright it is. I love the pink hair. I love how she's wearing freaking W earrings to sell her brand. I love that for sure. I don't know. I think I'll do the same thing I did earlier, and I'll just say toot. Questionable toot. Let's just go with that. So okay, those were our runway looks. A lot to cover in this one episode. I can only imagine what next week is going to bring. But anyway, we did have a bit of a surprise. Turned out no one went home tonight, which scared the hell out of me because they all got relatively decent critiques. I would say Heidi got the worst out of the group, but everyone actually did really, really well. So I didn't know who was going to go home. And it turned out no one was going to go home, and that the only lip sync we were going to see was between Gigi and Widow, who were our top two of the week. I definitely will say I'm interested to see Gigi do a lip sync again, because she's not a dancer, so she's going to be putting more into like theatricality more than like dancing, which will be interesting to see. And obviously Miss Widow, girl, she slayed that stage. She slayed that stage. All of her tricks and her splits and her doing a freaking slide split all across that runway. That was. So obviously Widow won, and she got $5,000, which is a little ching in the pocket for her. 5,000 can get you pretty decently far in Missouri. So yeah. And yep, we're still here with 7 girls, but we will be meeting our other 7 next week in the second big opening of season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race. I am so excited to see what this season has to offer. Obviously, I'm going to be rooting for my Missouri girls, especially Miss Crystal, but I am intrigued by a lot of these other girls. Definitely Gigi and Nikki. Love their looks. Jackie is adorable. Britta is going to have a personality that I'm interested to see. And then Heidi is also a personality queen. And now I know that she can dance. So she's definitely going to be fun in a lot of the dancing challenges. Maybe she could be our lip sync assassin. Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see on that. But for now, that is all for this review. I will do a review for next week in the other big opening. And then after that, I won't do any more reviews until the end of season 12 when we find out our winner. So until then, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me comments down below. What do you think of the girls of season 12? And who do you expect to win? Who are your top 3? I would love to hear your comments about this upcoming season. And if you want to see my future videos or videos I've already done, go ahead, hit subscribe, and hit the little bell icon so you can be notified when my videos come out. That's all I have for you guys today, and until the next video, bye! Mwah.